Hey guys, Nate Madsen here with another vlog. This one is all about remembering that you're a vendor. And I'm going to use some examples about that coming up next on Madsen Musings. Okay, so COVID's still happening. Work is going great. I'm very busy at SidePlay, skateboard's happening still, and a big side project I'm working on that's not been announced yet. I'm in the final stretch there, so it's basically every night working on that to get this final push done. So I'm pretty tired and kind of worn down in a way, but I'm also energized to see the finish line. And my kids are slowly driving me insane. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're staying safe during COVID-19 and all this craziness. It's just a weird time in the world. And a little side note is I hope that you're doing something to bring yourself some joy and some peace and also share that with others in whatever way you can. Okay, so I talked about the importance of remembering that you're a vendor. I think sometimes, and by the way, I'm watching my kids while I do a vlog real fast because I'm letting my wife get some sleep. So you're going to hear them in the background. Okay, so the importance of knowing that you're a vendor, remembering that you're a vendor. I've seen some people forget that they're in the customer service, they're in the support service industry as a composer or sound designer. And it's not to say that you can't stick up and say, I'm the expert here, I'm going to give you my opinion, I'm going to give you my advice on how best to do something. You can definitely do that. But what you don't want to do is go really far the other way and just be like, you get what I give you on this project and you pay me and that's it. You have no collaborative spirit. You have no back and forth and working in a sense of compromise to make the client happy but also make sure the audio is what you need it to be. There should be just an equal weight back and forth to make that happen. I'm not sure if I even said that clearly, but I have several experiences where there's one person I know that was trying to break into the industry. This is years and years ago at one of my earlier jobs. He was in a producer role, support role, and he really wanted to be a composer sound designer. And he got a side gig. And I was like, this is awesome, great. And I knew who he was working for as well. And so I actually ended up following up with the person he was working with a while back. How's it going? How's the project going? And they're like, not good. And they basically said the person is not willing to do any revisions. They basically said, this is what you get and be happy with it. I'm not going to change it. It's perfect the way it is. And that made me grimace because that's the total antithesis of what game development, especially game development, but what any kind of support role you're doing as a composer sound designer. If you want to write your own thing and make it perfect and make it just for you, then do your own thing. And you can do whatever you want, make any decisions you want. But the moment you're working with a client, you need to remember that it becomes a collaboration. It's not a monarchy where you're telling them exactly what to do. It's a collaboration. So we need to remember that. And we are vendors. So think about some of the best experiences you've had at a shop. It doesn't matter what you're buying. It doesn't matter if you were buying something, you're eating food, whatever. Just think about how it made you feel when you had really good customer service. Maybe the person was very prompt. Maybe the person was very knowledgeable. Maybe the person made some recommendations that you didn't even know you needed or wanted, but really enhanced the experience or enhanced what you left the store with. You know, yeah, that could be considered an upsell, but sometimes upsells are really, really good. I have a perfect example, the acoustics I got. So I've got 6 panels over here and over here, and I have 2 bass traps. And I was talking to, these are a.k.a. acoustics. Very, very happy with them. Well priced, well made, and they've really made a difference in this space. But I was talking to one of the designers when I was making the order, and for the bass traps, they had this additional plate that they offered. It was an upsell. And I said, hey, you know, should I get this? And it would be, I don't know, I think it was like $50, $75 extra a bass trap. So we're not talking an insignificant amount of money. But we're not talking about like tens of thousands of dollars of money either. And he basically said, oh, well, that type of plate is used for this type of situation. And what you've described for your space and how you're using it, this would not be any benefit to you. I really appreciate that because he could have upsold me. Yeah, you need to get this. I wouldn't have known without doing research. But he was like, no, there's not a need for you for what you're using and the space you're in. that was great. That was valuable. In fact, that makes me more apt to plug this company and say they gave me good service. That type of deal. So, there's my kids. So think about that. Now, let's do the inverse real fast. Let's think about some of the bad situations you've had with buying stuff. Maybe the person wasn't very prompt to respond. Maybe the information they gave you was really bad. Maybe they straight up screwed you. I have a story real quick. I was in college and I was home from school, maybe during the summer, maybe during a break, whatever. And my dad said, hey, I've got the cable guy coming over tomorrow. I was like, okay. And so I was home alone, and guy comes over and he's doing some repair to my parents' cable setup. I was like, I need you to sign for this. And he tried to upsell me on something. He's like, do you want this package or whatever? Like, no, I don't live here. I'm just here for the summer. This is my parents' place, so no, don't put him down for that. So, okay, well, I need you to sign this paperwork. It's just saying that I am fixing the box that had the issue. Foolishly, I didn't read it, and so I just sign it. And then my dad goes, dude, what'd you sign me up for? Later, because he got the bill and whatever that package that the guy was trying to upsell me on, he just put it on there. I didn't read it. I signed, and turns out, my dad liked whatever it was, and so he kept it. But at first, he was kind of annoyed, and I was really annoyed that sales rep just misrepresented what he was doing completely. So you don't want to mislead your customers. You want to be prompt. You guys see where I'm going with this analogy here is think about the best experiences you've had as a customer and then try and emulate that with your clients. All right, you want to be responsive to emails and to phone calls. You don't want to ghost someone, especially when they've given you a property that they're very, they're attached to, and it's important, and there's a lot on the line there. The more you communicate with them, the more at ease they're going to feel that this guy, this gal is invested in my project just like I am, and is going to do a good job. The second thing, so you want to be communicative, you don't want to ghost them. The second thing is you want to have good information. And if you don't have the information, there's no harm in saying, I don't know that yet. Let me do some research and get back to you. Let me look up the best options we can. Let me present you with several different things that we can make a decision on. I have no problem saying that to a client. And I've never had a client say, wait, you don't know that? Because that's how clients talk. No, I've never had a client do that. In fact, I've had clients express appreciation that I'm able to say, hey, that part, that's a good question. Let me get back to you. And then you follow up. And then the other thing is just be flexible, be accommodating. It's a collaborative spirit. It's a collaborative venture when you work on games and films as a composer, sound designer. So I hope that's helpful to you guys. Just keep that in mind. Yes, you're the expert. Yes, there are times you need to say, hey, I think this would be a bad situation. Let me give you another little idea real fast. And I got this from Gregory Scott from the UVK Happy Fun Time Hour podcast, which is fantastic. If you're not watching that, check it, or listening to that, then check it out. It's wonderful. But he had this great thing about a lot of bands will have this internal argument in the studio about, hey, I think we should do this. No, that's stupid. And then they fight about it for a while. And he goes, you know what? All that time and energy you spend fighting about whether you should do X, Y, or Z, just try it. He's like, a lot of times, if you try it, the answer is right in front of both of y'all. And there's no argument. And then no one feels disenfranchised that, oh, well, my ideas are not being tried, only your ideas are. That takes that away. Instead, it becomes a situation where everyone's voice is being heard, and most of the time, the people can say, yeah, that works. Or they both can go, that didn't work. That kind of situation. So when the client comes to me with feedback, yeah, sometimes it's frustrating, especially if I've done multiple versions or I really want this to be done and move on to the next stage of things. It can be frustrating. That's just human nature. But then always try it. And you'll be surprised. Sometimes clients, even clients that don't have any musical training, they may have a good knack or maybe a different point of view than you do as the creator of the audio. They say, I thought this would be like this. And they're like, hey, cool. And I think I've got a guest here. Say hi. He's got Nutella all over his face and hands. I probably should go wash him up. But yes, remember that you're a client. Sorry.
Excuse me.
Yeah. So remember that you're a vendor. And think about customer service when you're working with your clients, when you're communicating with your clients. It's going to help the relationships All right.
Hey, I'll just be
I should go take care of that. But you guys and gals be safe and be healthy and sane.
Can I tell you something?
Malcolm wants to tell the world something. Go for it.
I just know.
Okay. All right.
Can I be in the office and get
No, because you have Nutella all over yourself. So I'm going to go clean up my son who has Nutella, and you guys and gals be safe and happy. Hope that helps. See you in the next vlog. Take care. Bye.